I am not caught in anything the schools tell me. I'm not caught. Sure, I took what I could use, but I mean, because they say primary colors are what, red, the green, and yellow, red, blue, and yellow. What do I care? If it tells me that that's what I want, I feel good about it. That's all.
Any tape on public sculpture in New York certainly must include the remarkable 82-year-old sculptress Louise Nevelson. She creates abstract works which she claims are personal and intuitive, but the shapes, rhythms, and harmonies that she produces seem to appeal to a remarkably broad spectrum of people. When we move in close, we can see the amazing diversity amongst the profusion of forms. There is a strong sense of geometry, but the shapes have been distorted and modified in all sorts of irregular ways. Some of the units are flat and two-dimensional, while others are three-dimensional cubes. For Nevelson, the creating of shapes and the creation of harmonious compositions are both part of the same process. Art New York now travels to 9th Avenue and 42nd Street on the west side of Manhattan to see one of the more unique examples of public sculpture in New York. The piece is entitled Boomerang. It is by the 32-year-old sculptor Owen Morrel, and it is spectacularly placed on the 32nd floor of the McGraw-Hill Building. The piece is a viewing platform, and like a boomerang, it literally takes the viewer back and forth into space. The wings of the piece are covered with reflective metal, which reorients our spatial experience and carries us up to the clouds. Morel's piece is a heady experience, and it is with reluctance that we must once again return to Earth.
I think the notion of people finding one material ugly or another material non-ugly really has to do with corporate media indoctrination. You know, it used to be plastics, and then it was stainless steel, and now it's bronze. And steel kind of gets the bum rap. Probably another 25 years, once Cortent goes out and they're not building in that product anymore, it's going to look like wrought iron. And everybody has a great reverence in this city for the wrought iron buildings. I think it's that the taste is really not equated with an individual's knowledge of the material, but it's more equated with one's indoctrination about bad steel, good bronze.
A public sculptor who was extremely active in New York during the 1981-82 art season was Richard Serra. In its brute simplicity, Serra's work has an almost primitive grandeur. It is reminiscent of ancient monuments like Stonehenge, but the steel slabs that Serra uses are clearly of the modern era and not of the Stone Age. Serra's public works are impressive, but because they do not conform to traditional concepts of beauty, they have proved to be controversial. The St. Louis piece is located on public land adjacent to the civil courts, and although many people like the work, others have ridiculed it as an eyesore. An even more controversial work is Tilted Arc. Many people feel it is Serra's finest work, but 13,000 people who work in the adjacent buildings and must live with the piece on a daily basis has signed a petition asking for its removal.